Lots of history in that Hudson River.
Oh yeah.
It's handled a lot.
Can you swim in that river yet?
Airplane. Can you? Can you not?
You would never swim in that river.
Why?
You would come out an eldritch beast if you swam in that fucking thing for 2 seconds.
Why is it? Is it? Oh, is it just?
Come out with the third leg.
Oh, I see the problem now. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe even a fourth if you're like me.
Jaiden, can you swim?
Yeah, I can. Not very well. I'm like a little bit knowledge taken away and I drown.
Oh, okay.
But I can handle myself. What? Why? What?
Is there a...
No.
It doesn't... well, it's one of those things where it's like the way you're explaining it, it doesn't sound like you can.
No, I can definitely... I can survive in water. But
Okay.
I'm not like...
How long?
Not too long. Like, stop! Why are you looking at each other? There's no rivers around, I promise. I can definitely swim, but not like... I don't know how to really traverse the water.
Okay,
with
so
my
like...
body.
So you can swim, but you don't know how to...
I'm not like an athlete in the water.
Okay.
Do you know how to dive? Like, do a dive?
Oh
in the
yeah,
water?
gracefully.
That's one thing I've never done. It sounds scary. I feel like I just get all the water in my face. I
Yeah, and then
partially
you'd sink.
drown. Yeah, I would.
We can test it. Like,
No, we can't.
Let's test it.
No.
Let's test it.
Let's test it.
No.
Welcome to Chuckle Sandwich.
We're testing how long Jaiden can survive in the LA River.
Well, that's actually what we have behind these curtains. Is we've got a Olympic-sized swimming pool and an audience
the
of
chlorine
30,000
smell.
who are excited to see.
Your next video,
This
being
is the-
not alive.
Yeah, how I drowned. Story time.
This is the pre-interview before you have your grand swim.
Okay.
We're calling this one Jaiden's Big Swim.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice ring to it. I like it.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
You've been here before. You've changed.
I
Yeah,
have
you've changed.
Wait,
You've
what
changed.
do you mean by that?
Negatively.
No.
Bad way.
It's true. It's true. I'm sorry.
What happened to me?
Well,
you got cool.
I do have tattoos.
I'm sorry, Jaiden. You got cool.
You did.
You
good.
got
Why
cool.
is that a bad
Well,
thing?
we got you here last time because you thought that you were like us, which is, you thought we pathetic.
Yeah.
We thought
I can still be pathetic.
Really?
Oh no.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But not quite at Schlatt's level. Let's see. Watch this.
Wait,
Look at him.
that is a good one. Wait, I can.
Can you get tears? Can you get tears?
I have to think about my bird hitting a ceiling fan.
Is this
No.
your go-to? That sounds like your go-to.
Yeah.
You said you have to.
I have
think
to.
of.
I'm not good at crying on command.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Holy,
wow.
how do you do that? Those are real.
Let me see if I can get myself going.
Dead grandma. Dead mom. Dead dad.
Dead.
Dead.
Oh, I see something. A
Throbbing
glimmer.
member.
Are you just not blinking though? Are you
He's just not blinking. He's not blinking.
No, I'm
That's how
thinking
he's
about.
doing
I'm
it.
thinking about horrors.
That's what
Horrors.
he's doing
I'm thinking
it.
about.
Thinking about horrors.
I'm thinking about
That'd be a
eldritch
huge
horrors
smile
beyond
on
your
your face.
belief.
Sean, what are you talking about?
Women. Oh no.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I mean, if I do a little bit of blinking, I could get something going. There is one way that you can get yourself crying real quick, though, that I usually go is my go-to.
Oh, it's your stick, right?
Yeah, my little stick.
Yeah.
I
My little
remember the
member.
stick. Your what?
My little quivering member. I'm sorry. We're making references to the podcast before, and you were not privy to that at all.
It's okay.
Yeah, no. I'm the menthol stick that I bought on
Yeah.
Amazon that has made it quite literally into almost has entirely existed within Schlatt's content, and the only time that I've used it was in my Incorrect History of Pizza video, but I didn't like bring up the actual way I did it because I cried in that video at the end. But it has been mostly just forced upon people.
Yeah. It's funny that way. I mean,
It is.
you can barely see.
Yeah,
When
it's
we-
a weapon.
When we originally did that recording of that video, I did not tell Schlatt what that was.
No, I didn't know.
That was his genuine reaction of
Which
like,
one was it?
There was our
The
Wii
jet
video.
The Wii
The
video.
Oh yeah.
Where you gave me those fucked up
yeah.
stuffed animals.
Yeah, yeah.
I still have those.
You do?
Those were cool.
That makes me so
They're
happy.
scary.
I sewed them all myself.
Yeah, I just ordered something on Amazon. You like went into the workshop.
I was like, this is gonna be hilarious.
was.
Can you imagine if he had like, because usually he'll run with a bit, but like, can you imagine if it like actually like shook him to his core, like he
feel
was
like
like actually
subconscious
bothered
of
by
that.
it?
I was very confused. Like I was genuinely like, each one was individually wrapped, and I'd unbox them, and each one was like a bigger monstrosity than the last.
Yeah, they're all great.
Welcome, Jaiden, to Chuckle Sandwich, your favorite podcast to be on. And we've shed some weight, as you may have noticed.
Have you? You
Not
guys
me.
look good. Oh.
Oh no, in terms of an entire person, like a person's worth
Oh yeah.
of weight, we
There
have
was
shed.
there was a third.
There
guy.
was another.
There was a third guy, and now he does not sit at the table with us. We have now another human that sits across over there, and I like to call him our little cherub, our little thrall, maybe a
Catamite.
little concubine.
No, not a catamite.
Oh, you're a catamite. Come on.
Do you have a favorite of those 3 or 4?
I think it'd
No.
probably be catamite.
No.
Do you know what that means?
That's definitely the least.
I don't know what that means.
It's a. You want to pull that up?
Yeah.
Little catamite.
Catamite.
Tell us what you are. Tell us what you are. I believe it begins with a boy kept for a boy kept for homosexual practices.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
You like that one?
No, my wife wouldn't agree.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
You're cool now. You
Yeah.
got the tattoos.
That-
you want to tell us
I
about
think
them?
it's weird that having tattoos automatically makes me cool.
It does.
It does.
You're very cool.
Well,
Thank
we've also
you.
been hearing you've been doing more drugs.
That
Did
would do
hear
it.
about the
Yeah.
drug
Cocaine.
usage.
I heard crack was on the menu.
That's a good one. You'd be surprised with crack.
Yeah, what's your favorite thing about crack?
Woo, it's crazy.
She's clearly a
It's a
crackhead.
rush.
I
It's a
mean,
rush.
look at her.
It's good.
No.
Get that pipe going.
Out of all the drugs that you've been doing and all of the cool things that you've been
Yeah.
doing, what's your favorite drug though out of your whole lineup?
All the lineups?
Because I
Wait.
was over at your place the other day and you were showing me your drug setup and it was like sort of it was
It
kind
was
of
organized and nice and pretty.
yeah, it was like a bar cart that you had, except it was just like a chemistry kind of setup that was just all drugs.
Yeah, sometimes I just go, ooh, it's time to have a little bit of a drug, and I go down to my
So
little
you
cart.
always begin your drug moments with a little ooh.
I'm
ooh,
kind of in the
feeling-
mood for a little bit, like ordering French fries. I could go for some.
They're
some
kinda the
little-
same thing,
little
yeah.
cart,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need a bump.
just a little. I've earned it.
Yeah,
Let
that's
me go downstairs.
that's how
Downstairs.
that's how every good interaction with drugs goes. Is
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
earned
yeah.
it. That's how it starts. As I've earned a little bit more wouldn't hurt.
I've been good.
Yeah, I've been good. I've had a stressful week, and yeah, okay, cool.
I wish my drug knowledge was better and I could commit to this bit more, but I really don't know anything about it.
bit.
Interesting you say that.
Yeah. Well, I get it because this is all in a video game. These illegal drugs that
Yeah.
they've been doing is in a video game, right? That's how it's
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's not real.
What made you want to get tattoos?
No, rephrase that. What made you want to become so cool?
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
I don't know. So the first.
They are.
I
It's like
think-
really. It is.
What
looks
can you
great.
show them? You got
Yeah,
a dragon on that
I have
side.
a dragon.
Oh,
This
fuck.
was so I already had a couple tattoos, but they were small, so no one really cared.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't cool enough. But once you get a tattoo, you kind of break the seal,
Mm.
and you're like, well, getting another one. I already have a bunch of permanent stuff on me, so when you
Yeah.
guys ever get tattoos ever?
No.
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 That's fair.
No.
I feel like that's a pretty
the mark
typical
of the
response.
beast.
What?
The mark of the beast.
You can't simultaneously tell this person that they're so cool because of all their tattoos, and then all. Well, actually, that is pretty cool though.
Well, I can
The mark
look
of
at
the
someone
beast.
smoking a cigarette and be like, that is cool as fuck. You probably get a shit ton of pussy. I would never, ever
You get a
put
shit ton
that
of
between
pussy?
my
You
mouth.
would never
Never.
get.
I would never get pussy. But I can still, recognize how cool it is. And you literally have a beast on your arm.
I
So
do,
I'm not
it's a
wrong.
dragon.
It's the mark of the beast.
you have
It
quite
is.
literally a marking of a beast.
He's a little. I like him a lot. No, so
Wait,
basically.
can you rotate so I can see that bit?
Yeah, this guy.
That is sick. Is that like that looks like a
It's a dragon.
like a from
like
like
a
Chinese
dragon.
mythology.
It looks like a dragon.
But it has that sort of like look to it that's like a Chinese dragon.
Yeah, it's kind of like inspired by Japanese dragon and stuff. But I didn't. Whenever I see like a dragon tattoo, it's gonna sound weird, but it's like too Asian. You know, I wanted like a cartoony ass looking dragon. So I found a tattoo artist. I was wanting this tattoo for like a long time. I just couldn't find the right artist for it.
Yeah.
And then I found one in Canada. Her name is Jay, and she drew it all up. And I was like, this is incredible. This is exactly what I wanted.
That's
So
great.
she did this, and it was like my first big tattoo that's like visible. And then I was like, I could do another. So I did a sleeve.
And now this side is like
Yeah.
peace and
This
love.
Is,
This is
it's
flowers.
got flowers. It's a crane, though. I don't know if people
Ooh.
can see. Can you see?
Okay, yeah.
That is
yeah.
dope.
It's really nice. I like it. I actually used to have a tattoo here, but it got covered up.
Oh, okay.
It
Did
was
it
like-
say something awful?
No, it was just two little bugs.
Oh.
They're gone now.
So I know
fallen
this is
soldiers.
a question that people ask those who have tattoos, and it can be considered an annoying question. But does the I mean, this is the only one that has color on it. Does this crane have any form of like significance?
Meaning?
Yeah.
No, none of my
That's
tattoos
okay. I mean,
mean
tattoos.
anything, yeah.
I'll ask that, but I also
I'm not
recognize
offended by
that
the
it doesn't
question.
need to. It doesn't need to though.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can just be like wanting to just have art on your
Yeah.
body, which is like
Yeah,
also.
none of my tattoos. This was my first one. I just wanted something tiny to kind of like experience a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you know, because of all the stuff that they need to use, like the tattoo and the cleaning and all the supplies, that it was going to be $60. And I was like, that doesn't seem. What if I got like these birds here? And they're like, that's $80. And I'm like, that's a great deal. So
Oh, okay.
those were my first tattoos. But
There you go.
you know,
$80 for something permanent
yeah,
forever.
possibly 60.
Wow.
I feel like these days with the way the tattoos work nowadays, I mean, I've always heard that it's like, oh, if you want to get it off, it's like this whole painful process. I imagine the technology's improved a little bit for tattoo removal, has it not?
What?
Tattoo removal, isn't it gotten better, or is it always just?
I don't really know.
Well, they just covered hers up, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
got a
probably the
little
easier
bit of.
option,
I
but-
also had a tattoo here. It was just like a little plant that I got lasered a little bit just to make it easier to cover up.
This is what you've got here going on with the flower is actually really cool because that almost looks 3D when you're looking at it.
Yeah, Jay is like really, really good.
That looks
I
like it's
trust her
popping
with the
out.
rest of my skin. I'll be honest.
Wow, to trust someone with your entire set of epidermis, that is so bold.
The set of it.
What do you got on the tattoo removal thing? I saw you doing a little bit of. So removing a tattoo can hurt just as much, if not more, than getting it done. 84% of the participants in a study described the pain they went through while undergoing laser tattoo removal as moderate to extreme. Okay, well that's
Yeah.
quite a range.
That's like plaque psoriasis.
Sorry?
What?
Moderate to extreme. That's what it. That's the worst kind.
What is that word?
Plaque psoriasis?
Plaque psoriasis. Moderate to. Never mind.
Well, he's Tucker's already got.
Well,
it.
he's talking about a commercial.
Oh.
He's talking about like a commercial.
Is it one of those
condition.
things?
It's a
It's like
con-
if you or a loved one has.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay,
Commercial.
yeah.
I've never
so-
heard that. My brain turns off.
Moderate to
I
severe
dissociate
plaque
whenever I hear
psoriasis.
that
I'm
voice.
sorry.
If you were
I
a loved
see.
one, plaque psoriasis.
Is it violent? So are you getting violence on this side and then
No,
peacefulness on this side?
well,
That's
no.
a funny way to describe it.
My right hand is
I need a
violence.
dagger.
Are there two wolves inside of you, Jaiden?
There are two wolves.
What language do they speak?
They speak Spanish.
Oh.
This will come out like 2 months after.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
At this point, this must be podcast number 7, if I'm correct. So this will come 7 weeks after, which leads me to, by the way, is there anything that's coming out in 7 weeks from now, within 7
7
weeks, that
weeks?
maybe you would want to talk about, or
Oh, it's not. I don't know when it's coming out, but I did a video with psychics. I think that was an interesting one. I just went to
like like clairvoyance?
yeah.
Wow.
So I did this back in October. I don't know if the video will be out, but I went in October and I booked a bunch of like psychic reading sessions with
Cool.
various psychics. And then compared them all, like all the readings. None of them were very. One person said I was going to be in a car accident.
When?
I don't know. She just said it, and I
That's
was
terrible.
like, Well, I am still all good now. So.
Okay, how does a psychic break that to you, or did she just let it slide?
Okay, so we did tarot card readings, and she was like, I picked all my cards, and then she was like, this one, car accident.
How did you choose the cards? Were they face down?
Yeah, she was just
okay.
like fan them out upside down, and it was like random, and then like the fates choose the card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a magic trick.
Kind of.
Those are all fake too.
But with my future. So car accident hasn't happened. They also said I was going to be approached by a businessman in August with a business, and she said to avoid him.
Oh man.
Specifically, he had a mustache.
You want to hear something funny?
Damn.
What?
I was actually working
that's
on
so general.
What? Are you the businessman?
That's so general though that could be
Well, yeah, that's
pretty
the
much
thing.
accurate because we're as YouTubers we all have our business email and we receive so many inquiries through that email that are just ignored. So you could probably forget about this.
Someone
and then
could be sending me
some
an
mustached
email.
guy is going to send you an email and you're just going to ignore it and you're going to have it's going to have
Then
come
she's
through.
like, I knew it.
Was the car crash one the most ridiculous one or was there?
That was the most specific. I don't think there's any
Gotcha.
ridiculous stuff.
Yeah,
but
really
that was like,
bold to say car crash.
Yeah, all
like,
of the. I went to like 4 psychics. I tried 5, but one just kept forgetting I was appointed. But they were all pretty general. Like they kind of get a read on you, and then they kind of just like read based on what they feel, which is like it could be you could say it against with everyone.
Right.
But the car accident was like, I'll be honest, bold. Like I respect how bold that psychic was.
That was bold.
Yeah.
This is it's the card for you are a loving and caring person.
So
Yeah.
Oh, that's the car crash.
that's the car
But it
crash.
was
Like you
like-
flip it open, it's like a tarot card you've never seen before, and it's just a vicious car accident illustration. It's just like someone hanging out of a fucking
But
like.
it's like me. It's like me.
Your face on it.
And
It's
like-
like, is this you? And you're like, oh my god.
It's like Schlatt when he gets stuck in a glue trap. Schlatt, take it away.
What was that? The glue trap card.
Let me out. Where's my hat? Where'd it go?
Behind
Want me to get it for you?
Tucker,
Cherub.
help me! You ever do that in Los Angeles? Walk through the city streets of the
Oh shit.
Tucker.
You're welcome.
Wow.
You.
You're welcome. I'm paying you to be here.
You ever walk through the streets of Los Angeles
No.
next to all the crackheads and tweakers and go, help me! Help me!
That sounds. I wonder what would happen actually.
Oh my God!
I want to take the fucking head off.
I feel like there's something about just having the most power in the streets of LA that I think is worth a lot though.
Oh, you have to assert yourself. You
Yeah.
really do. I mean, do you want crazy crackheads coming up to you and like getting in your face? No, you have to
No.
get in theirs.
No, I'll be honest. I just don't go to LA. Whenever I have to go to LA, it's a bad day for me.
Yeah.
I rue that day.
Me too.
Yeah.
But like the entirety,
get
like
it,
this
yeah.
is LA for me too, and I'm not happy.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I don't know.
He's
where
talking
we
about
are.
the county right now.
All of it. It's.
Yeah.
I mean, none of it is really that great.
All like 15 million people that are here.
Oh, now we're going to the
Everyone.
people.
Terrible. What's the next tattoo?
I don't know. I don't really have any ideas.
So it's just like, oh, this one looks cool. I'm getting it.
Yeah,
Damn.
basically. Well, I think about it for like a year. Like I don't
Okay.
get a tattoo. Like I'm not really an impulsive person. So like I'll think about it for a year and then I'll be like, yeah, I like it.
I've always been interested in getting a tattoo. I don't know if I've ever I think my whole thing is that I don't know if I've ever felt so strongly about any particular visual enough that I would want it on my body. But
Yeah.
I think another part of it is that very often when I was growing up, and my parents will always remind me of this, is that I had a terrible case of buyer's remorse, in which like I would purchase something or use
fucking
money for
Matchbox
something.
car?
Like as a
What?
child, what were you buying?
I would just like want something and then immediately after getting it regret getting that thing. So the idea of me getting a tattoo would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this tattoo, and I get this entire thing, this permanent piece of ink injected in my skin on my body, and then I'd be like, wait, I didn't want that. I didn't want it. And it's like,
then you just get another one, and then suddenly they're all too blended together, and then you don't care.
yeah.
So I'm saying you should get a sleeve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You'd look cool with one, man.
I think you could be a
You'd look
tattoo
cool.
guy.
I feel like I could be a
personally.
tattoo guy, and I think that would take away from my Vineyard Vines look a little bit more. Because anytime I see Hassan, Hassan the socialist.
I've heard of him.
Okay. Whenever I see him, he always makes a point of saying that I'm the whitest white man that he's ever met.
Really?
Like I look like I'm I went to Harvard and I'm in the Young Republicans Club and
Huh.
Yeah.
Have you asked him what about you makes him think that?
I think he
it
just
seems
thinks
like such a gut reaction.
I think
if
he
says
just
it every
thinks
time.
that I'm like. I think he just thinks that I'm hot.
That's fair.
So yeah, that's kind of like what most of my interactions with Hassan go.
Is him saying that you're hot, and then
Yeah,
you're
but like in a
"Oh."
roundabout sort of like, oh, I hate you because you look like you might be a Republican and white and also like wear Vineyard Vines. Ah, my God, I want to have sex with you. Like kind of like that.
Gotcha. So a tattoo would fix that.
I think so. Yeah, I think it would. And it stop flies from flying around me too. Like I'm a dirty little fucking weirdo.
Yeah, you need a
Can
face
you fuck
tat.
off?
You need a face tat for that. Mm-hmm. Would you get a face tattoo?
Me?
Jaiden? Yeah.
No. I'll be honest. I think just having my arms and like nowhere else is ideal for me. I think that's the look I want.
Yeah. I also I can barely handle like popping a pimple that's near like in the sensitive area of my nose or something. So to get like a face tattoo, oh my God, that would be painful. Mm-hmm. That's such a sensitive part of your body that like that would just be.
Yeah. I feel like. Yeah, I wouldn't know how painful it is, but it sounds bad. I've heard neck tattoos are pretty bad.
Neck tattoos?
Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard.
You can get one of those.
No.
Okay.
The worst area for me was ironically like this area here.
What
And
makes
it was
that
a
area
lot-
ironic?
It's like it just seems so
The most
random.
ironic.
it sounds I don't know, it just sounds so underwhelming to be like the inside of my elbow.
I know, but I'm just
Like I feel like
well,
in
now I'm
here
just
would be
curious about
bad.
your perception of what irony is.
I don't know. I just said a word.
I'll say ironic for you.
Okay.
Amelia Earhart, world's most well-known female pilot,
It's also
Yeah.
not ironic though. What you're about
crashes
to-
her plane when going for the record. That's ironic.
No.
What's even more ironic is the fact that a horde of coconut crabs shredded her like pulled pork.
Yeah, didn't they find
Wait, it's
her or
ironic because she
something?
was the first woman to fly a plane, then she crashed the plane.
Crashed the plane.
Was she the first to fly a plane? I don't
No,
think that's
was
true.
the Wright brothers.
She was the first transatlantic journey.
Yeah.
Oh.
And she was a woman. Pulled apart like pork.
Yeah, so what I thought you were saying, what I thought you were saying is that when Amelia Earhart, she flew a plane, everyone loved her. I
didn't.
thought you were saying that.
I knew she couldn't do it.
I thought you were just saying that the fact that she flew a plane and then was pulled apart by coconut crabs like pulled pork
not ironic.
was ironic. And I was like,
No.
no, that's just tragic.
No, it's ironic that a pilot crashes her fucking plane. That's irony. It's
that-
just funny that she got torn apart by the
It's
crabs.
just unfortunate
afterward.
the crabs got to her before us.
Yeah, that's just another part of the story. It's been on my mind recently. Those things are big motherfuckers.
How
Yeah.
big are they?
God damn.
That's a big crab. Holy shit, that's a big crab.
Yeah. Big motherfucker.
Yeah, Tucker's pulling it up right now. You're gonna
Crabs
see how
are
big.
scary. People say that they're like smart and have emotions, little
I
crab
don't buy
emotions.
that. I don't buy that
Whoa.
one bit. Yeah, look at that fucking
Oh my
thing.
God.
Look
You
at
should-
that.
Wait, why is Amelia Earhart coming up again?
There she
Full
is,
circle.
right next to the garbage can and the crab.
Wow, jeez. I didn't know that like people associated coconut crabs so closely with Amelia Earhart.
What else are they known for?
Being crabs? I don't know. I mean,
I didn't even know about them.
wow.
I think if you shredded a woman from limb to limb.
Oh,
you'd
this
be-
one claims
you'd
that it
be
may have eaten her
somewhat
alive.
associated.
Oh shit! No way that she was alive.
Where are they eating her alive? What kind of crab is doing that?
I have a question.
Yeah.
And it could be the animal that devoured Amelia Earhart, not just eaten,
Did I
devoured.
see an in parentheses ouch exclamation point? Wait, no, it's just can climb trees. Ouch. That's not the part that I expected to have the ouch.
I just think devoured is such a strong word. That means that like that visual is like the crab like unhinged its crab jaw and opened up its massive maw.
Little things and little morsels.
Yeah, they're
That's
little
not
like
a devour. That's
yeah,
not a
they're
devour.
nibblers.
Nibblers.
They're not devourers.
They're not all that good and strong anyways.
I think
because a
crabs.
bucket of boiling water will cook him up real nice.
Are coconut crabs even like tasty?
Delicious.
I'm
they?
sure. I'm sure. It's
Got a little coconut
good.
juice in them. You probably shake them around and hear some water.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that why they're called coconut crabs? I'm confused.
Crack them open.
It's an aphrodisiac.
Right under the pile. The 12 others I just did the
Coconut
same
crabs
thing
considered
to.
an aphrodisiac.
Wait.
I'm horny now.
Tastes similar to. Oh wow, great! The coconut crab has a taste similar to crab meat. Yeah, no, thanks for that.
No shit. No shit. Do you think lobsters have problems with being dumped into boiling water?
That's like the main question is like, do lobsters feel when they're pained when they're boiled? I don't know.
Don't care.
Well, that's what we were talking about this on your
Yeah.
podcast was the lobsters.
Yeah, they line up chicken in factories and send them down a conveyor belt with a razor blade at the end.
Yeah.
You think we care all that much? We put
the
lobsters. We
lobsters.
put lobsters in vending machines, like
Wait,
like a
what?
little crane game, like a little arcade machine.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait, where is this?
I've seen this.
A little like
Oh, and like the
you got a
tank?
lobster?
Yeah. All the like the
Wait,
fish.
and then you
what's a
eat it
fish
for dinner?
restaurant called? Yeah,
Oh,
A
were
fish
you like
restaurant?
fishing them?
Like a seafood restaurant?
seafood restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'll have like you'll go to one on the water and they'll like, man, we just caught this one and he's in a fucking.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's in like a little
Lobster
arcade machine.
zone.
You can see it a fucking
The lobster
The
zone.
lobster. I love how it's like all decorated. It's like this is fucking awesome.
They are
lobster
the most
zone.
grotesque machines ever. The water's always green.
How do you clean? It must be all
only-
this like slime in
They
there.
don't even let them fight back. They
Look
tie
at it.
they tie the claws. Yeah, they tie them up so they can't fight, and
It's
they
just
just
the
turn it
fact
into a
it's a
fucking
lobster
game.
in a fucking round one claw machine.
This is like so. It's this YouTube thumbnail is right on the right there is also just so if you replace it with other stuff like imagine it was like an alien society and it kept humans in a little thing and it was like catch your human and there's like a corpse of a human getting carried by a crane
and it
over the
goes
thing.
human zone.
Human zone.
I remember I was a kid once at one of these restaurants. I hated lobsters. I had not eaten fish until Ted introduced me to sushi like a
Gotcha.
couple years ago.
Yeah.
But I was
At our
really-
first Chuckle Week, I took
At
you
our first
to
Chuckle
took you to sugar. I took him to Sugarfish.
Yeah,
Oh.
delicious. I didn't know I was missing
So
out.
honestly, you eating the crispy rice this week was that had its origins in me showing you the.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, man. I
Wow.
eat fish now.
I can't believe I've had a positive impact on your life.
You have. That's the only
I
one.
can't. I can't believe it. He says.
I was playing the crane game.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember I was done with my food. I got the chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
They were, you know,
Yeah.
everyone else
As
in the family
the thing
was,
that every kid says after you eat the chicken.
everyone else in the family was still eating the seafood and shit.
Yeah.
And then I
We
was
have to
like,
like
I want
pry it open.
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
want to
earn it.
Yeah, like, and usually you get to cook that if you catch it, but they hadn't calibrated it for lobsters,
Mm-hmm.
or it was some kind of sick joke where they left it the same strength of the claw
The same
as
settings as like an
fuck.
arcade.
as for like
Yeah.
stuffed animals. And so I'd go in. I had a roll of quarters. I had like 10 quarters. I would go in and I'd catch this lobster. I'd catch him every time.
Yeah.
And it'd start lifting him up. And then it'd get to, start moving him over and it'd start swinging. Then the lobster would fall. It'd
No.
hit the side of the plastic and then fall back into the
That's
water.
That's a
Sad.
fucked up game too,
He's
because
like,
it's
fucking
bro,
put the quarter-
he
I didn't-
can't,
I didn't
he
get him
can't
that
move.
time.
He
not
can't
only were they
escape.
playing with your emotions, they're playing with the fucking lobster's life.
He's like, bro, I can't fucking run.
So, no, I think we understand the.
I thought you were gonna say it was gonna like crush.
No,
There it goes again. I did this 10 times.
What a visceral-
Caught him every time. It was brutal. Everyone was
Poor
looking
guy.
on.
Did you ever like get him though, or you just left him
I
alone?
never got him.
For clarification purposes, so this was like an additional machine that existed in the thing where it's like, oh, if you could maybe get a lobster for just a quarter kind of situation.
Yeah,
like, and then they'll cook it for you if you get it.
Yeah, and then you can cook it.
Gotcha.
And then they'll charge you extra for that. Obviously,
That's crazy. You know.
Wait, this lady's going at it. She's like going on all this. She wants this lobster.
She's looking at the X and Y or the X and Z. Yeah, I got that.
He has no idea what's about to come.
Is she gonna catch one?
Audio listeners love you to death. She's trying to catch this crab in a claw machine, and it's going in. It is grabbing
He's running.
The lobster could not care less.
Oh my god, it was.
Oh, he's slipping out. He's trying to swim.
Oh, he's trapped.
Audio listeners love you to death. The lobster is left the water. The lobster is being lifted in the air. The lobster has fear in its eyes. The lobster is
He's trying his absolute
being
best.
lowered into his death chamber, and the lobster
cheering.
and she is cheering like she just won
Monster
a new
woman.
car.
As it drops him and he thuds onto the aluminum.
I can't wait to eat this beast.
What is this place?
How many views does
Where
it
am
have?
I?
Wait,
Yeah.
scroll down. 1 million views 10
in
years
10
ago.
years. Okay, come
$2
on.
lobster dinner.
Wow. Okay, so
Okay.
lobsters are such an interesting food because I've been hearing this a lot lately. As that lobsters used to be just like a super cheap option for food.
I've heard
and then
about that, yeah.
and then it kind of got changed into a perception of it being like rich people food. And a lot of the reason for that was because it was so abundant, and that lobsters are really kind of hard to transport. Like pretty much that's why you keep them in the big vats of water, is because by the time that you cook the lobster or it's dead, it's not lasting long. Like you got to be serving that. That's why they put them into the fucking pots alive.
Yeah.
And then they're serving them right after, is because you can't refrigerate a dead lobster. It's going to start smelling like fucking shit in like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So there was this, I don't know, it's like this sort of campaign that was done that allowed lobsters to become this sort of you know what it was? Because of the fact that lobsters are hard to transport, and because of the fact that they don't keep for very long, it naturally had this progression of them being hard to obtain. When something is hard to obtain, then it should command a larger price point. And
They're
then,
everywhere.
yeah, they are. I mean, they're.
Lobsters?
I mean, they used to be. I mean, like in Maine and stuff, but
They live
there's more-
forever.
Do they?
That-
I thought that was
Yeah,
jellyfish.
That's a question. That is something that we've talked about on the podcast before, on how long they live. But
It's like indefinite. But
Yeah, look that up.
There
Lifespan.
is-
they don't have a definite, like nobody knows, but usually like a part, like they'll start having parts give out that kind of lead to they can't feed themselves.
yeah, like they become unable to like.
But their
Move
lifespan's
or
like
something, or-
indefinite.
That's
They only got like
Yeah,
one
like if
leg
all
left.
of your parts if all of their parts kept working, then they could probably live for a very long time.
Can you imagine a lobster that has been alive for millennium, has seen the rise and fall of
Was it-
dinosaur kingdoms and
We've talked about
ancient
this before.
civilizations?
Yeah, the super lobster. There's a guy that's trying to do
Super
this.
lobster. Wait,
This-
the what?
this lobster-
Some guy?
No,
This
there's a
lobster
guy that
has lived for thousands,
There's a gu-
maybe even billions of years.
Yeah.
There's seen it all, and then it
This
gets
one
put in a
lobster?
fucking lobster vending machine and cooked and boiled.
Well,
alive
there's
by
this
a little
whole
kid.
idea where there's a guy
Wait, his
that's
name is George?
yeah, George hatched
An
probably
American
18
lobster.
owned briefly by city crab. George, hatched approximately 1869, is an American lobster owned briefly by the City Crab and Seafood restaurant in New York City. Captured in December 2008, he was released back into the wild in January 2009. George weighed 20 pounds, or for you fuckers in the UK, 9.1 kilo. No, you guys wear stuff in stone or something weird. And had an estimated age of 140 years at the
Wow.
time. There's a
Impressive.
guy online, I believe, who is attempting to keep a lobster in captivity in like perfect conditions because, in addition to the lobsters not having a definite lifespan, they also don't have like a definite size. So because as they
they can just
age,
keep going.
they sort of molt their shell and then grow a new one.
Oh.
And so they can just keep growing, is what people think. So there's a guy that is attempting to
Make the super lobster.
make a super lobster. He's trying to make a
Giga
megafauna lobster,
Megala lobster.
which is cool.
Huh.
But
How long has he been working on it? Do you know?
I don't know. I saw it on Reddit. I don't even know if it's real. But with when you're talking about the population, I mean, they are pretty abundant, but what generally there is sustainable practices that you do when you're catching lobsters. For instance, like one of the things that, you know, if you're catching a lobster and you see it's a lady lobster that's got all the eggs and stuff under it and stuff, they put a notch in the claw of the lobster and then they release it back into the wild. Tucker, am I right?
The tail, but yeah.
The tail.
Yeah, if it's a breeder.
I'm so glad we catch them in a nice way and then boil them alive.
I'm sure they appreciate it.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for catching me in a nice way.
I mean, at least
what happens next?
So I would say that's a little bit preferable than other forms of seafood. I mean, like, okay, yeah, you got caught in a box or a net or something, but then with fish, it's like you thought you were just getting a meal, and then all of a sudden you're fighting for your life against an invisible force that's pulling you towards the place you can't breathe.
What?
Getting caught by a fishing pole?
Oh.
An invisible force that has caught you, pulling you towards the place you can't breathe.
That is right.
Like, imagine seeing a sandwich on the ground and grabbing it and eating the whole sandwich, and then all of a sudden you're being willed towards the water.
That is scary.
What a useless fucking animal.
The fish?
What a useless fucking... You can catch them, you can reel them up and then put them back in the water and they'll still fucking drown because you got to give them a little push. What a useless fucking animal.
Sometimes there's just little notions pass through my mind, like how I think that you must have been the sweetest kid when you were younger, and then your empathy just somehow ran out when you were like fucking 15.
Imagine if every time we went for a little swim and we came back up for air, someone had a fucking massage our
or like
lungs.
a fan to just like.
we needed to get jump started. What the fuck?
I don't know. I think about like talking about just animals who just meet a cruel fate when they're eaten. What about when like in Japan people eat octopus just live? Do you ever think about that?
They're pretty smart, too.
It's scary, yeah.
So they're feeling that.
The texture of when you bite down, there's got to be like a bunch of different textures that you have to break through.
They also, like, after you cut off a leg of an octopus, it moves for a bit.
Yeah,
It moves for a bit. It's still got those neurons firing and stuff like that.
But like I've seen videos of people who like chomp down on an octopus and then the tentacles start coming out and sticking to their face.
Odorigui refers to the... Someone read this.
You try it.
Odorigui.
Odorigui.
That's a good one.
Refers to consumption of live seafood while it is still moving, or the consumption of moving animal parts.
Ugh.
Terrible.
I
Octopus, squids,
oh,
ice. Whoa!
Ew. Oh my god!
Whoa!
It stuck to her eye.
Gross.
Okay, audio listeners love you to death. Tucker just pulled up a screenshot of a woman who is attempting to perform kakagori on
an octopus too big for her.
Yeah,
to chew.
Way too big. It was a much larger quivering member than she was probably prepared for, and it got one of its little suction.
No, I can catch up.
It got one of its little suction cups on her eyelid and was like pulling it or something.
It was like the skin. You could see your eye socket.
Gross,
God.
man.
Yeah.
We're now back to the.
Do you
barbecue.
like seafood?
I used to. I don't really eat meat anymore, but I'm thinking about trying to go.
Oh right, I'm
back
sorry.
to
You're totally
fish a little bit.
You're totally a vegan.
Yeah, I've been like experimenting with like other stuff though. But
Yeah.
I tried to eat seafood for the first time like a couple months ago, and I went with sushi, and it was like too much. It was like too fishy.
Where did
So,
you get it?
It was like a conveyor belt sushi place in Tokyo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
if you're gonna try sushi somewhere, it's like you gotta trust Tokyo.
I
to be
just
the
like
one.
the conveyor. Have you guys been to the little conveyor belt where it like
Yeah,
comes
I've
around
been to
on the
one of
little
those.
thing?
I've never
fun.
been to one before, but I really like the notion of it.
You should try it. There's one. They're all over the place actually.
Really? In LA?
Yeah, there's one like where I live, like 5 minutes away.
Wow.
Yeah, there's some in Austin too. They have a little robot that they put the drinks on.
Yeah, and he
send
does
it
like his
around.
little jam, and you're
Wow.
like, there he goes.
So that's where the AI revolution is going.
Yeah.
There are these things in LA that are like big robots with wheels on them.
Oh yeah, there's.
That go around, and there's this guy on TikTok who has made it
That's actually what I was going to bring
his
up as your
destiny to just harass these things with his phone. They have names on them. He like he'll walk up to one. He's like, "What the fuck you looking at?"
Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin. You think you're all
it's
big,
Dustin.
Oh, you can't get around me. He's just standing right in front of me. The thing's just trying to find a path around. Oh, you can't move, Dustin. What's going on, buddy?
And so they actually, one of the things about those robots is that I don't believe that they, like some lights, some walking lights require the button to be pressed in order to turn on. So often there's descriptions from that guy where it's like, they will be waiting until they can see that walking signal. And there's one guy who was talking about how he just stood next to the robot as it was like just waiting for it to go across. I think that for the robots actually, for when they cross the street, I think there's a moment where they're taken over by a human, like remotely.
Shit.
And I think that's actually the context is that a human takes over for when they go across the street, but they can't press the button. So there's a person controlling that robot and someone's standing there and like the robot is like trying to like gesticulate towards the button and they're like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to let you cross that street.
He's trying to communicate. This asshole.
He's caught one crossing on a red light before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's like, whoa, what are you doing?
I think there's a video on there of one getting hit by a car, right?
Is it really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Sad.
I think those things will get a lot better when, obviously the incoming of the AI shit.
AI.
Yeah, AI is going to be weird.
We're just not ready for it, and it's scary.
Yeah.
It's also a topic that I'm like, that's like too scary. That's too impending doom for me. So I'm gonna like check out. I'm gonna turn the other way, and we'll deal with it when we deal with it.
Yeah. I messed around with it a little bit with my incorrect history thing.
Oh yeah.
Here we go again.
Well, it's relevant. It's relevant because
Fly in your hand right now. Kill him.
What?
Kill him. Oh, you missed
Oh,
it.
you tried to.
because he can detect the changes in the air pressure.
You think Amelia Earhart could have before she bit the bucket?
The crabs
bit
were like,
before
I feel it.
Plunged down and
Yeah.
then was torn apart. You think she could tell?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah.
She probably said that. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What I was gonna say is that I used it a little. I used a good amount for my incorrect history video because I'm still trying to figure out what the most like ethical way about using it is, and I think a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Because I used it because I wasn't about to like use AI for my incorrect history video and then do the fucking fan art contest again for that thing. So in that time around, I commissioned Meg.
Me?
Meg for some of the demons. But what I thought was great about it was that in mixing it with like Photoshop, I did a lot of.
Oh
Got
shit.
him. Got him.
I don't think I did.
Could have fallen.
In mixing the Dolly stuff with Photoshop and like, because it can't really do like logos and like other stuff well, and like a very sort of clear kind of art direction of where I was trying to go with it, of like faking all of this historical stuff. I think that it can be definitely used as a tool, especially when like the only kind of art that I was generating was of artists that were dead and like was like not
stealing their work.
Wow.
That machine was spoon-fed every work they've ever made, and it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But one of the conversations I have now is like, it's a little weird when I see people who are like, incorrect history is like that. The art that is generated is part of a larger product and it's used as a tool within it is sort of my view on it, where I'm like, I wrote the entirety of incorrect history and the visual of the video, that art exists within that, but it is really in my view, in similar way to like a Photoshop or something like that. It's helping kind of portray the general idea of what I'm talking about. But something along the lines of when I'm seeing stuff like AI art winning art contests, that when you're presenting that as like the only thing.
Did
like,
that happen?
Yeah, it did. There was a guy
Really?
who generated a piece of art that won first place, I think.
On what art contest? Just a
I think it was
random
something in the Midwest. Can you look up AI art wins art contest? And it was like when you're using AI and it's like that, and you're generating that, and you're like, here, this is the product right here. That's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like this is that right there is the. It's
I see.
It's Jason Allen's AI generated work, Théâtre de l'Opéra, took first place in the digital category of the Colorado State Fair.
Oh, Colorado.
In the digital art category. So artists aren't happy. Well, yeah. So in that context, my view is sort of like, okay, well, that is a little weird. That
I'd
you
say
can
that's
just,
not that great.
yeah, because it doesn't. I just my view is it sort of exists. It should exist as a tool within a larger piece of like it should be bringing you somewhere. Like I think one of the best things that I found with it is like, oh, I have an idea of how something might look. I can generate something up, and then it's like, oh, I can get a visual that kind of like locks in that visual in my head, and then I can move somewhere else with that, in which I would like create it. It's really good for if I have an idea, if I'm generating like want to make a music video or something, and I have this idea of a visual. It's really great for like treatments and like generating what that treatment for the visuals would look like.
I think AI art and just normal human art can coexist. The main thing that I think is the biggest problem is just AI art, like the people putting the little prompts in are calling themselves artists.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the biggest problem.
It's so
like,
insane.
If they were just like, oh, I had this picture in my head and this is what I can now show to the world what I have in my head. That's fine, you can do that.
Right.
But just don't call yourself like a digital artist.
Right.
There has to be a different word for it, and I think that'll make things much easier.
Yeah.
You're a prompt artist.
A prompter.
A little wordy.
Yeah, it's like
guy.
these are people who got really good at like getting the searches they wanted out of Google.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
they're
can
saying like I spent hours finding the right prompts.
I mean, to be honest, if you want good results from Google, you just put Reddit at the end these days.
That's so true.
And then it'll come up with the right answer from like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And Google still is like not as good as that for some reason. But it's like the same thing where you're just like, oh, well, now I'm going to learn how to get really good at getting what I want out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jarvis Johnson, who we had, was the first episode of this season of Chuckle Week. At this point, I suppose 6 weeks ago or something, he said that he thinks that the title of that job would be a prompt engineer, is how it would be how it would show up on Glassdoor.
I feel like people could be happy with that.
Yeah.
It makes it seem technical enough.
Yeah, but even when this episode comes out in like 6 weeks or something like that, I mean, the shit could have changed so much too.
Yeah.
It's like there already is a thing right now where I think like Elon Musk and like, because he's involved in everything for some reason, and a bunch of other guys are calling for like because the ChatGPT 4, which is like the OpenAI's text predictive language model, is like the most advanced or whatever. They were like, stop making it better after this. Like this is like the furthest we should go. That's what they're at, like an open letter asking to do that. So I'm like, I don't know.
Like,
it's
that's
like
scary. Like low key.
Yeah, for people to be like, hey, yo, slow, whoa,
Like,
what are we doing? Slow
danger.
down. Yeah.
Danger? With the computer?
Yeah, so I don't know. I just don't. It's gonna be kind of crazy. I think. I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah. Speaking of, I don't know if we've got time, but speaking of Twitter and Elon Musk, I got hacked the other day. Did you see
I
that?
saw that.
Because of two-factor authentication.
I really thought you were just trying to sell me a MacBook.
You and Josh both got hacked.
Yeah. I just like.
I thought you really wanted to get me a MacBook
on
for a
this
fair
April
price.
Fool's Day. I think I'm gonna give out the good people of Twitter a MacBook for $600. It's not even free.
It was fair. I mean, I was ready to buy it.
How did this happen to you?
So I mean, apparently it's the same people. Like the people who got Josh got me, and I think it's like the same people are getting a lot of people right now.
I think they've had Bobby Lee for
Really?
maybe a year.
Really?
Podcaster
Why hasn't
comedian
no one
Bobby
done
Lee.
anything about it?
He's talked about it on his like podcast, Bad Friends, where it's literally like I've been following Bobby Lee, and I think I saw it like maybe 6 months ago that he was like the MacBooks was a thing. It's still like a private account. It's still
crazy.
promoting MacBooks and
What the hell?
Asus laptops and like all that stuff.
I'm just surprised no one's like done anything at this point.
So you're vegan.
Yeah, I am. I've been experimenting with like vegetarian, and maybe I'll try fish again though.
Would you ever try meat again?
Are you gonna talk about Boa Steakhouse meat?
No,
No?
not again. I mean, I think
We're
we
just
did
curious
last time.
about like something.
Oh, I don't think so. Just in the fact that I just don't have the palate for it anymore.
Okay, well, let's think about this. You don't have the palate for it. Is there something else you could do with maybe like an unlimited supply? Jane, would you rather have unlimited bacon, but no more games, or games, unlimited games, but no
what?
games? Welcome back. This is the second time you feel
Second
this
time
question.
you're faced with this question.
I wonder
What
if you
did I
remember
even
what you
say
said. I don't know.
last time?
What do you think you said?
I don't remember. I think
Perfect.
I blacked out.
A year's it's a long enough time. People forget. Let's see if
okay.
you're ideologically consistent.
So what-
If you have
okay.
a moral
That's sort of the
backbone.
biggest question that we are trying to answer with this is: are the guests that come on more than once ideologically consistent, or are they hypocrites? Which, by the way, Tucker does not like.
Do you like them?
No, but you just hate them. You hate hypocrites, don't you? Admit it.
Well, now
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I
There's
do.
a correct answer.
Not good that we have Ludwig on next.
He's gonna,
all right?
he's
He's
gonna
just being-
Oh,
tackle
is he
me
a
if I say the
hypocrite?
wrong
I don't watch
answer.
his content.
Wait, what's the
being
question
shy.
again? Say it again. Just full
I
on.
totally thought he was being Crystal.
I didn't stutter when I said the question,
So,
but I'll say it
unlimited
again.
games-
It just
Yeah.
felt cut and dry, is all.
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was.
Oh, I'm
Jane,
sorry,
would you
it's-
rather
it's my
have
fault.
unlimited bacon,
Uh-huh.
but no more games, or games, unlimited games, but no games? I kind of took a page out of your book for that. Your little like unlimited games. You know, that was a Ted. That was a Tedism.
The Tedism.
Unlimited games.
What's it gonna be? What are you going to say?
I think I would personally take the
Personally.
unlimited games but no games, unlimited games, just because I'm curious on what that
Interesting. That didn't seem like it was.
is.
There wasn't a second instance of the unlimited games.
No, it was
Get them, but
games,
then-
comma unlimited games, but no games.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think I would take that one, just to
Why?
experience it.
Yeah,
just
why,
to experience it, because
What is there to experience?
games but no games, unlimited games.
I don't think I said it like that.
Games, unlimited games, no games.
No, he said games. Unlimited,
Unlimited
games.
games.
Unlimited games,
But
But
no
no
games.
games.
but no games.
So what is
Yes,
there to
that one.
experience?
The games, but no games.
The games that are none?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, is that a controversial one? Do people normally
Yeah.
say the bacon, unlimited bacon, but no
Well,
games?
It's certainly not.
Do you have like a tally on who goes with what?
Yes.
What is it?
I'm not going to tell you
Oh, okay.
because that would sway your answer. But let me
No,
just
I already
say
said
that
the
was one of the
answer.
silliest rationales I've ever heard in my life.
That's a little strange.
A little strange.
What do you guys have you
No,
answered?
I
Yes.
don't. I stay detached from this.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't.
It's got to
get
stay
involved. I
professional,
don't get involved.
unbiased.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Jaden, you want to add another piece of the sandwich? Did I ask you originally what piece of the sandwich you were?
I do. I think I don't remember what I said, but you did.
That's
ask
funny.
me.
What part of the sandwich are you?
I think if I remember, I think I said the little like pickle that goes on the top. You threw the toothpick. That's what I think. That's
Are
what
you
I
telling
said.
me that you think that people put a pickle on
Well,
top of the final piece
yeah,
of bread?
you
Or
get some places do the tiny little baby dill pickle through the toothpick at the top.
On top.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. You know what? That tracks. I thought you were saying a pickle slice.
Oh no, that's weird.
Yeah,
Then
you're talking
it's,
about
like,
a little.
soggy on
tiny
top.
You talking about a
baby
little
dill pickle.
little
Yeah, I love them.
with a
Those are the best
cornichon
ones.
or whatever.
Well, you're gonna do that again?
You do that
Yes.
again. You're gonna add another one.
Yes, because I still want to be that one.
Fair.
Okay.
I want a monopoly on the top of the pickle.
Okay.
Back to back
Yeah.
pickle girls.
Back to back pickles. Cutie Cinderella on the last episode, she said she was a full-on pickle, just in the center of the
Oh.
sandwich.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pickles on the sandwich.
It is. It's a lot of unsliced pickles that are going. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be a hard sandwich to bite.
Yeah.
Lots of vinegar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't eat this sandwich anymore. I'm gonna say it.
Is there too much?
Too many pickles.
Too many pickles.
Not a pickle guy.
All right. Well.
That's it.
You got some drugs to go do or something? I don't know. You're too cool for us.
No, what?
I'm gonna kill this fly.
Get it?
Yeah, he's only been bothering you.
I know.
Too,
Am I like stanking?
specifically?
Maybe it's because there's reflections coming off my glasses or something, and it thinks that I am
The
light.
light.
I'm like starting to feel ghost flies landing on me too. Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get out of here.
Anything to shout out?
Oh
No,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
think so.
yeah. I guess.
No.
Maybe just no.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you're gonna
All
walk
right.
out. Well, thank you so much, Jaiden, for coming on this episode of Chuckle Sandwich.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. See you around.
Back to the
Bye-bye.
bathroom.
Peace.